Wednesday morning. The flag there, storm over constituency boundaries. That is what the Daily Nation is largely or extensively covering for you this Wednesday. Just talking about the review of borders, which has stalled because of dysfunctional electoral commission, a dispute over secret crucial document, and supremacy war between rival political formation. Remember that the new IEBC, the set of commissioners that will be formed, they will not only be tasked with elections, of course, that is the 2027 general elections, and just any mini or by-election that might occur between now and then, but largely they will also be tasked with the review of boundaries, which normally happens every either 8 to 12 years, and this is supposed to be taking place next year. So that is one of the biggest matters they will be tasked with. And as it stands, there's still that row between this selection or appointments of commissioners, the selection panel. Some different institutions have already proffered their names, but just going by the two main factions, of course, the Kenya Kwanza and Azimio, there's still that quite push and pull as far as this selection panel is concerned. And over time, you really had Azimio talking about the fact that Kenya Kwanza is sort of like taking this as a preserve of their own as far as this selection panel is concerned. But we also fully know well the IEBC Amendment Act was passed by both houses of parliament, and that is what has provided for these various institutions to prefer the different names who will be put in place for this selection panels that will be involved in the recruitment process of this IEBC commissioners. That's basically what the Daily Nation is covering for you as far as this storm over constituency boundaries is concerned.
And still coming back to the People Daily here, on the front page of the People Daily, Raila critics in CAS shortlist. Raila critics in CAS shortlist. Who will it be? Ruto likely to get free hand in picking candidates who will tame his rival. He also has a large pool of experts, allies to choose from as he seeks to consolidate his government. Full report is covered on that particular paper. That's the People Daily. 28th of February is the deadline for the public to submit memoranda on candidates. The number of people shortlisted for interviews after the court quashed this case is coming up to a total of 224. And on 1st of March this year, that is the date when the interviews by the Public Service Commission are set to kick off. Raila critics in CAS shortlist. That is one story that is on the front page of the People Daily, also covered on the Standard newspaper, Doreen. If you look at that particular shortlisting, many were shortlisted, including our very own Boni Musambi. Ruto's CAS headache as he juggles between allies and getting job done. That is on the 4th page of the Standard newspaper. Let's take a look at that particular story here. President William Ruto is running out of slices of the national cake available to share out with his allies, and the season of great expectations is coming to an end. The next few weeks we'll see a lot of gnashing of teeth between the slots because the slots are too few for the expansive hopefuls, and of equal importance is the will that is in his will is that he should prioritize rewards against service delivery. Is this the case that he should be looking up to? Of equal importance is, will he prioritize the rewards against service delivery? Now, some 224 applicants, many of whom are his loyalists, who supported his presidential bid but who lost in the last year's general election, are awaiting appointments as the chief administrative secretaries of different positions. They made it out of a pool of over 5,000 who applied for the different positions. Who will get it, who will not? Remember, the Mount Kenya region has the majority in the shortlists. Okay, the Mount Kenya region has a majority. Some allies who will have to shed premium tears as the slots are too few to be shared around. So here we're looking at this slice of the national cake, Doreen? Is the cake becoming too small? Is it getting over? Will everybody get a piece of this particular cake? That is on the Standard.
Is the cake becoming too small? And for me, I would just, even from a journalistic perspective, would really want to understand what is this that the courts found unconstitutional then, that they're finding constitutionality now as far as this chief administrative secretary position is concerned. You did rightfully put it, there, Ram, and what the People Daily or the Standard, has covered there. 5,000.
Both of them.
Both of them, right. I mean, 5,000 applicants for chief administrative secretary positions. The previous regime did have about 29 CASs. The question being profiled or asked is how many CASs will this regime or the Ruto regime put in place? There's talk of either between 21, 22, at the very most 23. And out of these 5,000, only 224 have been shortlisted. So if we are talking about 23 persons out of 224, good question you did ask there. Who's going to be making it on the list?
And I'm looking at
Who's going to be making it on the list?
and I'm looking at some of the people that have managed to make it to the list.
The big names?
Big names that have come up there.
Political leaders?
Political leaders, some journalists.
Yes, oh yes. Former governors?
Former governors, former MPs. And if you look at this particular shortlisting, even those that I did not think like someone like Dennis Itumbi could make it there, but he did it. For being loyal to the president, I believe he managed to grab that. People like Dennis Itumbi, Boni Musambi,